The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Coming up at 7, we have your chance to get to the When We Were Young Festival, a trip to Vegas. How about that? And you'll see My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, Jimmy Eat World, Pierce the Veil. That's going to happen at 7 and 9. So put that in your phone right now so you remember. 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. And then in between at 8 a.m., we have Summerfest tickets for July 4th weekend. So top of the hour, every hour of the show, we have massive elite prizes for you. So we want you to win them. So get in on it. It's Brian, Kenzie, Kate's producer's here too. And what? Wind last night, boys. That wind or the ocean, it sounds like
I know,
more.
I didn't know what you were doing.
Yeah. It says strong howling wind sound effect on my YouTube premium here. Spruces swaying in the wind.
Spruces?
Spruce trees?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's missing the whistle that I would want from the wind. Do you want to try another video?
Oh, for a minute I thought it came in. It was Kenzie whistling.
Me.
Oh, crap. Let me see if I can find...
Kenzie does a great whistle. I didn't know you could do that.
Wait, do it again, Kenzie.
That's really good.
Thank
Really
you.
good.
You do it softly.
Wow. I didn't know you could whistle.
Let's see. If,
I can. Thank you. It's one of my things, you know?
how about this?
That's wind.
That sounds like a car's driving through wind. That's how my Jeep sounds because it comes apart. You guys don't understand how loud it is to drive a Jeep when it's windy because there's a lot of extra, there's more seams. You know how a door's louder in the wind?
Well, 'cause you can take
That's
the top off, right?
That's
Yeah.
my entire car. It is so loud. I can't hear the music I'm playing in my Jeep. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, a little windy there.
A little windy.
Wow, last night was brutal. I mean, as I left my house, there was massive trees. Some people, poor people, going out right this morning are seeing these huge half trees on their cars.
I didn't realize how windy it was because I was sleeping and I woke up. And I asked my husband, because my alarm always gets him up, so he just has to deal with it for 30 minutes before he falls back asleep. And I go, oh my God, were they cutting trees yesterday? Look outside. Did somebody trim all the trees? He goes, no, it was just the windstorm knocked down so many branches. I thought a company just did an ass job cleaning up. We'll hop on the Facebook page. Hey,
We're gonna
boy,
go.
are these guys, these jabronis.
We'll come back tomorrow and pick up all those branches. We just did the cutting part today.
Yeah, what is this? Finish the job. My goodness.
Man, it's I saw something this morning. It was unreal because I get up at 3 and I'm in
Wind?
the wind. It relates to the wind. So I'm in an O'Hare flight path. And when I look up, the jets are kind of coming low almost to O'Hare there, and there's a big 747. And I looked up and it was sideways in the air fighting the wind.
What do you mean it was sideways?
Almost, not all the way sideways.
The wings were the complete opposite direction?
Yeah, you ever land in a plane when it's windy out and they kind of turn it a little bit because they're fighting the wind? I've landed in a lot of wind.
How am I supposed to know if it's turning? It's landing.
I know,
don't know.
but they got to
the whole thing shakes.
It's kind of like when you slide your car on ice and you're gunning it and you're trying to go straight again. That's what the jets do in the sky with the wind.
I feel like I can't. I've never been able to feel. I just feel like protein powder getting shaken up. You know what I mean? In a plane.
What do you mean by that?
Like pre-workout. You don't feel shake them? That's how I feel as a passenger when a plane lands. I don't know. How am I supposed to know what direction we're going?
That's an unbelievable analogy.
That you've never felt like that?
Well, now I will.
A protein shake.
Now I will, actually. But this jet was turning to fight the wind to land at O'Hare properly. And I went to my FlightAware app, of course, and I said, damn, this one from Washington, D.C., they're screwed. They're not going to make it.
Well, it would have been over your house. You'd have been screwed, too.
Yeah, well, thankfully, it made it over. I don't know what happened afterward. Hopefully they made it.
You
Thoughts
should
and
check
prayers.
to see the app to see if it landed.
I can check that out. Let's see
I'll
here.
never forget it was when I was working overnights. Okay, it was my first radio job. Well, I started as an intern for the morning show and produced them, but then I was doing an overnight show on my own, right?
Yep.
And I get a text from my mom at 3 a.m. She goes, "Where are you?" And I'm like, I thought, because my dad's had a heart attack and stuff before, it just made me oh my gosh. I'm at work. What's going on? And she texts me out, and she texts me back and goes, just be careful. It's really windy out. And I texted her back and said, go to bed. Like, you did not wake up and text me because of wind.
Oh, my God.
What is going on?
Hey, be careful. It's windy out there.
I'm like, what does that mean? And you're inside asleep. Like, you just heard it.
No, I'm sorry she loves you. Sorry she's looking out for you.
I'm like, you need to, like, lay down, lady.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Now is your chance to win a VIP trip for two to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. Message and data rates apply. Please don't text and drive.
Q 101.
Well, we want to get you there, so you have to do this. Text the national keyword drums. I like little techno-y drums here you hear right now. Yep. Text drums to a different text number than usual, 95819. So text drums to 95819 for your chance to get to the Austin City Limits Music Festival. You'll be VIP for weekend 2, which has bands like Blink-182, Foster the People, Cannon, so many more of our Q101 bands down there. You'll have VIP tickets, 4 nights hotel, and $2,000 for travel.
$1 million.
Yeah. I wonder if you could get a limo from Chicago to Austin for $2,000 instead of flying.
I would say no. For
saying,
2,000? No. Because I remember I rented a limo for my friend's bachelorette.
Yep.
When we were in Florida.
Yeah.
And this is kind of funny. So we rent the limo, and it's like an hourly rate is what it is. So that's probably why you can't get it for 2,000, because like, to go all the way there is a far drive.
You probably get to Peoria for $2,000.
It's not like a flat rate. So it was an hourly thing, and they billed us, when we already wasted.
Of course.
And I got in a big argument with them the next day, because I'm like, you overcharged us by an hour. We were home by this time. And I know because I texted my husband that we were home. But I forgot it's an hour later in Florida, so my phone was showing Chicago time. I go, I have the timestamp. And I'm like, oh, wait, they were 100% right. That one's on me.
Sorry.
On me.
Didn't really calculate the Eastern time zone situation.
I thought my phone would adjust. I didn't realize.
That's why you should always party in Central Time. I'm telling you.
Save some money.
Never party outside. We can go right down the country and see all the great spots in Central Time there.
Oh,
I think Austin's in Central Time, too.
It is.
So there you go. You won't have that problem if you take the $2,000 limo to Peoria and then get on a plane from Peoria to Austin.
There you go.
So make sure you text drums to 95819 right now for your chance to win.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. A reminder, it is drums to 95819. Text it there. We see some coming in on the other line. And don't do it because you're not going to get entered.
Idiots.
You're not
stupid.
No.
I'm kidding.
Listen, you're driving in. The sun's out. It's nice out. It's really windy. You're taking a branch off your car. Probably fell in your car last night. We get it. So I just want to make sure that we have a lot of stuff in A-level prizes.
And by the way, it's not damn, it's drums. Some people I think are just mad this morning.
Damn.
Damn.
Drums. It's plural, by the way. DRUMS. Drums to 95819 for your chance to get to the Austin City Limits Music Festival.
Yeah, you text in the word, you text in one drum, you don't go.
No, you don't. And nobody has
multiple
one.
drums.
Yeah, nobody has one drum anyway.
Who has one drum?
Oh.
Except like a marching band.
Well, the Bucket Boys outside of the Cubs game. Like the guys.
I like the Bucket Boys.
Oh, they're so good.
I agree. I get a lot of hate for liking them and giving them money, but I think they're awesome.
Well, the problem is half of them are imposters. Because one time, my
What do you
husband.
mean imposters?
I'm so curious to see where this goes.
There can be more than one bucket guy. Come on.
The best was when my husband was the host of the Chicago Bulls, which he was for 5 years, right before the pandemic. And then they're like, well, we don't have fans, so we don't really need a host.
Is that what they said?
It was a bummer. It was like no one's allowed in the arena, so we don't need a host for anything. So he hosted for quite a while, and he knew all the employed Bucket Boys.
Yeah.
And then we were walking down Wrigley one day, and they're like, oh, we're trying to raise money. We're the Bucket Boys for the Chicago Bulls. And he's like, no, you're not. And he goes, yeah, we are. We work for the Bulls. And he gets in this argument. He's like, no, that's like Leroy. Like, he knows him. And I'm like, oh, no. And then he's like, we do work for the Bulls. And he goes, no, you don't.
Oh, my God.
I know the Bucket Boys. You're not the Bucket Boys.
What an unnecessary argument.
He's like, you're out here lying.
Think about that time you'll never get back because of that conversation.
I was like, God, I really want to go get a drink. We were kind of walking down Wrigley. I was kind of ready to get pretty messed up.
Yeah.
We could just move it along.
Just give them $1 and move along.
Like, let them bang on their buckets, baby. Let them live their dream.
Still a great drum solo. Give it to them. Give them $1.
They're still good.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, just give $1 power to your bucket people out there. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's gonna be-
Support them.
it's
They're
gonna-
good musicians.
Some of them are. Some are actually bad.
Oh, there's nothing worse than a bad bucket boy.
We're just gonna go like dun 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 dun. I need the stick spinning. I need like. I need that.
You wanted some flair. You want a show.
I want something for my dollar, a hard-earned dollar.
Yeah. None of this kids crap.
That's right.
We should learn how to be bucket boys, by the way. Before you continue, we should.
Well, my husband's gonna spit in your face if you call yourself the
I don't
bucket
want
boys
that.
on the street.
I don't want that.
He's gonna come kick your bucket over.
I'm gonna take a bucket out to Michigan Avenue today, and I'm gonna say I work for the Bulls. See if your husband comes by.
It sounds like
Just
the Al
what are the
Ball
odds that
voicemail.
these poor guys ran into the Chicago Bulls host?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. What are the odds?
Poor guys. Give them $1 today, extra $1. All right, here we go. Fact that makes your brain go. Coming up here in 5 minutes, I'll make it very simple. 13% of men do this in public bathrooms. Just take a guess on that one.
Okay.
Don't guess it. Kenzie's answering the text line. Don't do anything too disgusting on there. Your thoughts on what they do. But 13% of men do this only in public bathrooms, not their private bathroom at home, and not even someone else's house bathroom, but in public bathrooms they do this.
Shrinkage? Is they're so shy?
I'm not going to answer you, but it could be that.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Time for a fact that makes your brain just go. Now, 13% of men do this in public bathrooms only. Not their own bathroom, not a neighbor's bathroom, or your friend's house for a party. They do this in that bathroom. A lot of good guesses came through. Talk to other dudes. I do that in our bathroom. I can't stop not like small talk in the bathroom if someone else is in there. If it's too quiet, it just gets weird, you know?
Well, of course, more people. You talk to other people. Well, no one's.
Yeah, but women go into a stall. Like men are at the urinal and you're just kind of standing there next to somebody. And sometimes men don't, you don't know this, but a lot of men don't like to talk in there. They just keep quiet, look straight ahead, like they're in the military all of a sudden.
I would say
Okay.
most men prefer that.
See cases like that. Case goes to another floor to
I
go to
bet
the
you
bathroom.
talk every time.
I talk all the time.
I know. I knew you would do that.
Case goes up to the 17th floor to go to the bathroom because there's no one up there. We used to own that floor and there's just nothing up there now.
Yeah.
And he goes there to go to the bathroom because he doesn't want to talk to anybody.
I know.
I'm also very pee shy.
He's pee shy.
It just, I don't know. There's a lot of people in this building I really respect and that I like and that I'm friends with, and I don't want to see them peeing. I don't want them to see me peeing.
It is a weird thing that we expect guys to just all see each other's penises in public.
Thank you, Kenzie. That's what I've been saying.
It is odd because, like, I don't know why that's a thing, especially like at Wrigley. I don't know, but I've heard there's a trough, and I don't like. There's just nothing. Like, there's not even the little side thing of the urinal.
I love that statement because
What?
being the diehard Cubs fan that you are all the way through, and the trough is legendary in the men's bathroom, and it's terrifying, but you have to do it during a game. Now, there's other urinals around it. You can maybe go in the stall, but you have to go to the trough when the game's going on because so many people.
Yeah.
And I don't know who invented the trough. I don't like it, but you have to do it. And you're right next to someone. Like it's,
Can I tell you something crazy?
yes.
When I saw Morgan Wallen at Wrigley Field, I know you're not even ready for what I'm about to say.
I just know
You're
it's
not
going.
ready for
I
this
know it's
sentence.
going somewhere good.
My husband, Roman, came back from going to the bathroom and was like, there are women sitting on the trough using the bathroom. They're sitting on it. Now, I'm having a hard time imagining that because I haven't gone in there to know what the trough looks like, but that sounds disgusting. It's I imagine like sitting on a urinal would be gross.
Okay, I've seen this before.
You've seen it happen?
I've seen it happen as well with like your husband did.
Oh my God.
Because obviously women's bathrooms back up way farther than men's
Yeah.
bathrooms to keep it moving. Now,
But the trough, to sit on it?
the trough looks exactly like you think it looks like a medical sink. That's a steel
Okay.
medical sink that's just longer, not deep, but it's longer.
But it's not deep.
So it's not it's not that deep.
Bothers me.
But to your point on a urinal, it'd be grosser to sit in a urinal for a woman.
would be?
Because I think you can squat over the.
But
the
you could
thing.
fall into the trough.
You could. This is where
And
teamwork comes in.
They have to be wasted. There's no way
gotta
they're
hold-
in there keeping great balance if this decision's being made.
You've got to hold their hands like it's a 7th grade dance where you're far apart.
Have you helped women sit on the trough?
No, I never helped a woman do that.
I bet.
Chance I helped someone. But yeah, it's a very bold move for a woman to do that.
I would be, I don't know, I'd be so uncomfortable.
I want to get you in the men's room just when it's closed.
I don't want to go.
No, I want you to see the trough. You have to see the trough. It's unbelievable.
I don't understand the concept.
Yeah. I don't know who invented it to say it would save space. They didn't, or maybe it's cheaper than a bunch of urinals in a row. But then again, it's a $1 billion organization. Let's get rid of the trough.
There's probably potential there for an MTV Cribs-like episode, but with Kenzie just exploring the men's bathroom at Wrigley.
It's exactly how I envision it.
I don't think I want to be in there.
Yeah.
Just imagine the slow-mo and all the camera effects that Cribs use, but it's the trough at Wrigley.
Like, I feel if I was left, I would just be, well, I'm just going to wait in line. I don't want to go sit on the trough.
You shouldn't want to sit on the trough.
Yeah, I just think waiting in the line would be better.
You're fine. You're on point with the right thoughts. I will get to this fact: what 13% of men do in public bathrooms that they don't do in their own. But there's one more thing I want to mention because you brought this up. There's a bar in Tinley Park that I cannot remember the name of that has stalls for urinals. Case. So meaning you open a door to walk in, and it's because Case doesn't like to pee in front of other men. Yep. It's a stall with a door for a urinal.
Well, that's all I've ever asked for.
Hold on, let me look this up. Tinley Park Bar.
I want to say it could be an Irish pub down there. If people know, please text me at 312-591-8300. I'll give a hint because the urinals were kegs that were cut out, which looked really cool. So the urinals, like a keg of beer, they cut it in half, and then that was the urinal. So if anybody knows that bar.
That doesn't sound sanitary.
No, it looked really cool, though. It was very clean. It was very clean. The bar was amazing. The food was great. And they had stall doors for urinals.
I would love that. I also I could go my whole life without ever seeing a urinal again. I wouldn't miss them.
The expense must have been unbelievable.
Well, no expenses spared for a comfortable pee.
Facts.
I know.
Was no one writing an article about this? I can't find it anywhere.
You're telling me it's not in the New York Times?
Just pulling up things, that you can do in Tinley Park.
There's not a Reddit thread on this?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is just frustrating.
Well, while you keep searching in the research, because we know you're a hound on that one, the fact is 13% of men do this in public bathrooms that they don't do in their own or anybody else's of a personal bathroom. They would take a penny out of the urinal if they saw it there.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought you said the fact was that they talked to other people.
No, I said someone. No, I said someone had guessed that on the text line.
Said the fact. I thought we were gone.
Someone had guessed that one. Someone had guessed that they put toilet paper on the seat. Things like that. Everybody was wrong on the text line. It is they would take a penny out of the urinal if it was sitting there.
Well, it's good luck. If it's heads up.
That's right. That's what I was going to ask you because do you ever pick up a penny that's not heads up on the ground or not in a urinal?
I always flip it over so somebody else can have good luck.
Well, that's nice.
Mother Teresa?
I always
God.
flip over a penny.
Does that make it count for luck for the next person? Like
Absolutely,
paying it
they
forward?
found a penny, heads up.
Wow. That blows my mind.
I always do that.
God, you
You
are
don't
a
do
saint.
that? You don't flip over coins for people?
No, I've been afraid to touch one heads down because I think it gives bad luck.
Well, maybe that explains a lot of my life. I'm here touching the heads of pennies all over the place.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Our guy Gavin Rossdale, we've interviewed him, and it's up on our YouTube channel. And, of course, all of our podcasts, the Brian and Kenzie podcast. A great interview, really fun guy. Show coming up this summer in August with all the other shows. Now, this is a monumental moment. I love our listeners. They're so good. And Kenzie worked really hard to dig and find this bar I was talking about. Is the fact that made your brain go was that men would take a penny, 13% of them, out of a urinal in a public bathroom. First off, I think we should get rid of change in general. I don't want change anymore at all. But if a penny's sitting there, it's a penny earned, I guess. A free one, good luck, as you said.
What are you going to throw in a fountain?
I'm not buying many
You're
fountains.
going to throw $1 into a fountain.
Well, that's how I roll. I throw my 20s in a fountain.
Make it rain.
What's up, Rockefeller?
Yeah, it's been a good year.
Especially if it has one of those woman statues above it in Greece. You make it rain on her.
Oh.
You bring up a good point. I feel like I'm not around as many fountains as I used to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, 20 years ago, I feel like there were fountains all over the place.
Well, because, Case, you go to GameStop. That's what you do.
Okay.
There's a lot of fountains in front of GameStop.
Can you imagine if a GameStop had a fountain in
That'd
it?
be awesome. That'd be so badass.
You throw old video games in it when you walk in?
Yeah, the trade-ins they won't accept.
Yeah, but I want to give major props to Jason in Oak Lawn. Jason, you are the man because he came up with the bar in Tinley Park I was thinking of that had doors and a stall around urinals. I'd never seen that before. And they have kegs for their urinals. They cut off kegs, and it's very clean and nice, and the bar is amazing. The food's great. It was J.W. Holstein's in Tinley Park.
Oh,
I haven't been there in a minute. It was about this like 2 years ago when I was down there. And as far as I know, they still have it. It's on Oak Park Ave in Tinley Park.
J.W. Holstein.
Yeah, great bar.
Wow.
Really good food.
That's quite a name.
Sounds like a used car salesman.
I thought it sounded like somebody who could solve crime.
Yeah.
J.W. Holstein's on the case.
Go ahead, keep going.
Well, that's like, I don't know. Oh, he got a murder? He'll solve it.
Got a murder, he'll solve it.
I don't know. It's not my genre.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she with the pipe.
It's an amazing bar, and they do have that. I've never seen that anywhere else. People are checking in, though. They said there's some other bars around the area that do have that situation where a stall around a urinal. Who knew? 219 Bill checked in and said there's one in Indiana, and I lost his text number. But anyway, there's some other ones out there. I just was fascinated by it. So go check out J.W. Holstein's in Tinley Park for the food, the atmosphere, the music, because they have live music, and the bathrooms.
Mainly the bathrooms.
Mainly the bathrooms. I've never seen that before. All right. We are just 8 minutes away from 7 o'clock, where it's your chance to get to the When We Were Young festival in Las Vegas. You've got My Chemical Romance. You've got Fall Out Boy. You've got Pierce the Veil, Jimmy Eat World, among others. 7 a.m., we will give you the word to text in. It's very easy. Just listen at 7, and your chance to win is there. Now it's Gil Curtis with your headlines.
This is not headline news. An ambulance in Ontario hit a moose while responding to another collision with a moose. And that's today's installment of That's So Canadian. Ben Affleck skipped the premiere of J-Lo's new movie. J-Lo acted like she wasn't upset. But as we all know, J-Lo can't act. Peloton is no longer using Diddy's music, which is a shame because we should be teaching women to pedal faster when they hear him coming. And Harry Styles and his girlfriend broke up. Now comes the tough part, deciding who gets custody of the skirts, earrings, and makeup. This is not headline news.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.